Brenda, you call me Snap? Oh, did you call me Snap?
Yeah, she on her way.
Okay, yes.
She on her way. I don't have Ada's phone number.
All right, ladies. Good morning.
Good afternoon.
I'm an afternoon. I missed y'all. I'm happy to be back. So I thought I would do something a little bit different today. I bought some gifts and some snacks and stuff. So I wanted to just start by just giving you all something. Like, I'm just happy to be back and hang out with y'all. I really had a good time last time. So, and I'm glad y'all did too. So I said, let me do something a little bit different. Everybody's getting a raffle ticket. I'll tell y'all what we're raffling off a little bit later. Okay? It's not a green juice. I'm going to make it clear it's not a green juice. Okay. But it is something that you all will find very useful and you probably will enjoy. So I also I bought everybody a pain potion shot. Okay? So these are the shots that we have in our store. So it has turmeric, black seed oil, apple, and no carrots, turmeric, apple, black seed oil, and lime. Okay? So I figured I would bring that.
We live at the Senior Center, y'all.
Because I know the grapefruit some people can't have, and so I just bought something I thought would be a little bit safe, and it actually tastes pretty good. So I bought one for everybody. Everybody can enjoy one whenever you get some time. Okay. So today, instead of talking about juicing, I thought we'll do the flip side of that. We're gonna talk about blending. A lot of times people confuse the two, right? Because a lot of people think, well, juicing and blending is the same thing, and it's totally different. Although they both are really good, they serve two different purposes, right? So last time we talked about juicing. Anybody remember any key points or highlights from the last time? You ain't that old. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
It depends on what the last time was.
You've
only been here one time.
True.
Okay, so good.
Okay.
The main difference is what I observe is the extraction is that the juice, it's just the juice goes on one side and the pulp and all the other things are on the other side. So what you're really getting is
The pure juice. Exactly.
so all the nutrients and everything that comes from it. Right?
Okay.
And so I went out and I bought a new blender.
Okay.
I'm waiting to hear something about how I can use this new blender.
Okay. Well, how you knew we was gonna do blending today? Did you know that?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
I came because I was hoping to ask you some questions afterwards. So here we are.
So we're right on time. Right on time. Okay, good, good. Okay, so any other key points, highlights? Anybody remember anything from the last time? All right, so last time, remember, we talked about juicing and we talked about how when you use the machine, it extracts the pulp or the fiber from the actual liquid in the plant, right? And so that's juicing. We had some green juices, y'all sampled some other stuff, beets and watermelon and all of that good stuff, like those, that's great, right? Now, when we talk about blending is different because it's no extraction. Everything is blended together. So you keep the fiber, which a lot of people sometimes is concerned about, right? Like, we're not getting enough fiber or we don't, we're taking some of those nutrients out. So, blending is also good. And that's why I was like, let's show the flip side and how we can, use both of them because obviously, these are just tools and resources. Juices can be good for certain things, and then smoothies can be good for certain things as well. So, I bought the blender, and I bought some ingredients just to kind of give you some different ideas about what you can use inside of your smoothies. Okay? Now, feel free to remix it how you like, but just know, like, it's no wrong way, right? If you like a thing, you can blend it. If it's fruit or vegetables, sometimes people mix things. So I bought some stuff that you could just kind of consider. If you have a blender at home, you can do this on your own. And sometimes it's very easy. Sometimes we make a big deal and make it seem like it's so hard, but it's literally just getting fruits and vegetables and some other things too, and we just put it in and we drinking it, and it's a quick meal. You can use it as a meal replacement. You can use it, if it's just hot outside. You can use it for any time. So I'm gonna start with. So what we do in the shop is we have 2 different bases, right? And I want to also preface this by saying that you don't always have to use frozen fruit. We use frozen fruit, but you don't have to use frozen, because there are plenty of people who will just take just regular fruits and vegetables and blend them together, right? You don't always have to use frozen. But I like frozen because most people like it cold. Some people like my herbalist told me this actually the other day, that we should most times not drink super cold drinks. Like room temperature is better for the body, right?
That's what I drink.
But we in Miami. And so sometimes you just need something cold, something refreshing, right? So I use frozen fruit. I'm gonna let me grab one of the bags. I'll show you what we use. So in our store, everything is handmade. So we literally take bananas or whatever other fruit, we cut it up ourselves, and we put it in Ziploc bags, we put it in the freezer, so that everything is pretty, like, literally handmade, right? Because sometimes you'll find, like, a lot of the prepackaged things, not get what you can, okay? I'm not judging the prepackaged stuff. But sometimes you'll find with the prepackaged things, like, there are preservatives, or you don't know how long it's been sitting in the freezer, or you don't, you know what I mean? You haven't washed it yourself, so you don't know if they washed it. You know, like, it's a lot of unknowns. But when you do it yourself, you know where it's coming from, right? So we do one bag with just banana. Banana is a really good fiber-filled fruit, right? That also has a lot of potassium, calcium, like a lot of the good nutrients and minerals that we need in our daily meals. Bananas have that, right? And it's pretty plain. If you have bananas, you literally can just blend bananas, right? Depending on, if your flavor profile is a little shaky, you might be okay with just this. But for people who want to spice it up, we have these bags with bananas, pineapple, and mango, right? Now remember, if you are prone to a high, you have a high sugar count, or if you have diabetes, or if your blood sugar tends to run high with fruit, you want to be careful, right? You don't necessarily want to use those fruits like pineapple and mango that's high in sugar, okay? Even if you're blending it up, because it's still sugar, okay? So with that being said, we have 2 options here. Now you can do your frozen fruit for people who like greens, right? Did you try the spirulina?
Yes.
How was it?
It was good.
It was good?
Yes.
Okay. And it didn't have much of a taste, right?
It was all right.
All right. So,
The second round, I put 2 drops of honey in there.
oh really?
Yeah,
Okay.
the second
That's
round.
okay. So I brought some things too that you can also consider putting into your smoothie. So for anybody who is prone to a high blood sugar count, you can use berries. Berries is like the go-to because it's a fruit. Also, most people think it tastes good, right? And the sugar content is not really high. So any berries, we use blueberries, we use strawberries, but you can use blackberries, raspberries, what's some of the other berries? Goji berries. So it's a lot of berries that you can use depending on whatever it is that you like. But obviously, strawberries and blueberries are like the most basic, and they tend to be the cheapest. So this is 2 things that you can use. Now, I also brought some other things. Now, this is for my people who want real healthy, You can start, if you start getting a little fancy with your smoothies, we got turmeric. So we have turmeric here. So you can get a little fancy if you want that, not only that extra flavor, but it also is really good for inflammation. That's what's in the shots that I gave y'all. So you can put this in, really good for inflammation, really good for pain, boosting your immune system, like all of those things. So you can use turmeric. We also got ginger. So you can put, if you like a little spice, it is a little spicy. So if you like spice, you can use ginger. But this also boosts your immune system, right? This also helps with your gut. So if you nauseous or you having some digestive things going on, you can use the ginger. Okay, now remember, a little bit go a long way. So you don't ever want to use too much.
I was going to ask for one serving for yourself. How much ginger?
This is way too big. So what I would say,
I know that. Yes.
You can use something like this. See where my finger is?
Yeah.
You can use something as small as this, and you can still get the flavor, because that's what you really want. You want it. You want the flavor, right? And so you can take about this much, and you will taste it in the smoothie.
What about a turmeric?
So with the turmeric, although it's not spicy, it does have a really strong flavor. So you still don't want to use too much, and you can still use about this much.
Okay.
I actually bought too much today, but it's okay. You can use about this much. And if we have some left, if anybody want to take some home and do, you can make tea with it. You can make, you can eat it raw, whatever you want to do. But we'll have some left over. So you use about this much, a little bit. Same with turmeric, a little bit go a long way. You don't want to use too much, because then you're not gonna like it. So these are really good.
Oh, excuse me. When this combination here, was this made? Did you do this? Did it have mango in it when you made it with?
No. So these shots don't have mango.
So that's why I'm asking, because I'm allergic to mango.
Oh, no. This only have turmeric, lime, apple, black seed oil.
Okay, because I eat mango, I swell up.
Oh, yeah, no. So when we do the smoothies, I'm going to do that last. I'll do the regular banana first, and then I'll do the pineapple one last. And we know that, too. A lot of our customers, a lot of people in general will have allergies to pineapple. And just sometimes mangoes too. That's my first time hearing mango, but it happens, right? And some people, I've had people allergic to bananas too. So that's when I say, when you're making smoothies, you kind of make it your own. You don't necessarily have to use these ingredients, but these are just examples. A lot of people like their smoothies creamy, and bananas are really good for that because it'll make it smooth. It's a good texture. Okay. I didn't bring nuts, right? Because that's another thing that we could talk about adding to smoothies. Cashews, almonds. You can't eat no nuts. Okay, a lot of people got nut allergies, so that's true. So, but those are things you can add. Pumpkin seeds, if you want more fiber, more protein. Peanut butter, right? You can add peanut butter. Hemp seeds, pumpkin seed. I said pumpkin seeds. Chia seeds, that's what I meant to say. Chia seeds, right? So if you're looking for something that's more filling, like you want to replace a meal, your breakfast with it, you want things that's going to fill you up. So you can use a lot of those things to fill you up, right? And also give it a little extra flavor. Okay? What else didn't I mean? Okay, so now we talked about that. I want to talk about sweeteners. Okay? And I do have spirulina here. So this is also, I was telling you all that sometimes people will buy the spirulina, which is the superfood, right? It's the algae that grows in the ocean. People will buy this in a powder form. So remember, like when we're talking about superfoods, you want it as pure as possible. Because when you get to the powder, that means that they done cooked it and burned it and chopped it up and dried it out, and then they put it in a little bottle and say, hey, here you go. So it's not the same effect as if you have something that's raw. And this one, in this case, we keep it frozen so it'll stay good, right? But you can use this as a superfood and just add it to your smoothie. Now, I feel like it don't have a taste. That's just me. But we had a difference of opinion over here, right? Which is okay. That's okay. You do what makes you, right? You do what makes you satisfied. And so you can also use something like this to add to the nutrient count in your smoothies without running the sugar content up or without, you know, changing the taste too much, right? So you want to try to stick with the things that you know is not going to alter the nutrient value too much, like the sugar and things like that, okay?
So do you put a whole pack? I mean, you make it for one?
If I'm making for one smoothie, no. So for one smoothie, I usually will use either a third or a half. And so that's enough, right? Like sometimes people will ask us for extra. If they want extra, we'll put a whole, because you still get the nutrients with half of in 1 cup. Okay?
What you call it now?
This is called spirulina.
Spirulina.
So spirulina is, I'm going to run it back again, that is a superfood. So it's like green algae that grows in the ocean. And so it has over 92 minerals and nutrients in it. And so when you put it in whatever, people cook with this, people put it in their water, they put it in their smoothies, their juices or whatever. But it gives you over 92 minerals and nutrients. So that means that it feeds your body on a cellular level, right? It gives you more nutrients so that you feel more energized, right? It starts to cleanse, right? It starts to cleanse your gut and things of that nature.
You find that in the supermarket?
So you likely won't find the frozen kind. You will find the powder. But I do have these where I sell them in a box of them, or you could buy them individually, but I also do sell them by the box, the case. Okay. In case people want, like, you know, if you do it on a regular basis, you probably will need a case that'll last you over time, okay? So I want to talk about sweeteners real quick, because even though, you know, sometimes you may not need sweetener. If you eating something like pineapples, bananas, and mango, you don't really need
the riper the banana, the
sweeter it is, right? So you may not need to add nothing else. I'm the kind of person, like, I don't necessarily need additional sweeteners, because sometimes it's sweet enough, right? But I got a lot of people that be like, it's pineapples. How can it not be sweet? But sometimes people feel like it's just not sweet enough. They want to add stuff to it, right? So we try to be as natural as possible. We'll use honey. And the honeys vary. I mean, there are levels to the honey game, but we just don't stick with, you know, a little Costco, okay?
Yeah.
So you can use honey. Y'all know honey is made from bees, so that's not like necessarily vegan or like plant-based. So if you want to use honey, some people, you know, say to animals they don't want to use honey, and that's cool too, or whatever, you know. But you also have agave, which is a plant-based sweetener, okay? So it's made from a plant. And so it, you know, it's likened to honey because it is sweet, but it's not made from a bee. It's made from a plant. Okay. Now the sugar content is still the sugar content, but it's plant based. If that matters to anybody, right? Sometimes people don't care, but sometimes people do. So you just have to ask. Okay. And you don't necessarily have to add sweetener if you don't want to. But those are the 2 sweeteners that we use. Now, some people, if you don't want to use any of those artificial sweeteners, you can use something like dates. Anybody ever heard of dates? Okay, so like the fruit, like dates, right? Dates is a natural sweet. It's almost like like prune. It looks like prunes a little bit, but they sweet, so they add a sweet taste. But remember, the dates also will change the flavor. So you put the dates inside of it, it don't just sweeten it up, but you'll taste the dates too. And they don't taste bad, but it is sweet. And so you can use that. If you don't want to use honey or agave, you could just use the dates. Right?
I'm sorry. During the day you fast, because you can't have sugar. That's what I use. Like when I eat oatmeal, when I cook oatmeal, I'll chop up some dates and put it in there. And that's why I actually cook it with the dates.
Yeah, I never tried that before. That's a good idea. So if you want to Daniel fast, like she was mentioning, and you can't have sweeteners, you can't add, you know, sugars and all of those things, you can't use that when you're on that fast. Dates is a perfect thing to use because it's sweet already. And you can add it to anything. I never thought about that, like adding it to like oatmeal and stuff, but I always would blend it. So yeah, you can use that for that purpose. Then we talk about the liquid bases, right? So whenever you're doing smoothies, You don't necessarily have to use liquids. Like if you're using fruit that's not frozen, you don't really need to have a liquid base because it's already, the fruit are not frozen. It already have the water in it, so you don't necessarily need it. Now, if you're using frozen fruit like I am, you need something to break it up, right? So we use coconut water or coconut milk. I had to transfer it to a bottle because the other bottle was too big. So you can, coconut water and coconut milk. Coconut milk is one of the best non-dairy milks that you can use, right? And so we use a coconut milk, which makes it a little bit more creamy when you use milk. Now, if you're looking for something a little more like icy, just a little bit more icy is the best word I could think of. But it's not creamy, but it's more icy, then you can use the water. And the water, coconut water does not have a high sugar content, and it doesn't change the flavor too much. Neither one of them do. Now, some people use plain water. That's a thing too. Now, if you use juicing something, you blended something like pineapples and that's already just sweet and have flavor, you can use regular water. Spring water is the best. You can use spring water, that's good. Now, if you have other nut milks, like some people will use almond milk, oat milk, what's some other one? Cashew milk, it's a whole bunch of different milks out. So you can use those too, right? But remember, when we're talking about calories and things of that nature, sometimes if you counting your calories, I don't know how many of y'all, it's like these summer, and y'all trying to get the summer bodies, then you want to make sure that you're not increasing the calories or the fat from the, because even though natural things have calories and they have fat and they have sugar and they have, even the natural things, yes, it's better, but you still sometimes have to be aware. So coconut milk is one of the best milks because the fat is not as much and the sugar also is not as much, or the calories. And obviously water is probably the best bet if you just want something low in calories. So bases, sweeteners, I'm going to just say, for the lack of a better term, additives or things you want to add for flavoring or color or taste. You can kind of choose what option you want to go with, okay? Now, I want to ask y'all, if you had to build your own smoothie, what base would you use?
When I use smoothie, I use bananas.
Okay.
When I smoothie, I put vegetables, I use spinach,
Okay.
kale.
Good, yeah.
And I just use water. And then I put the bananas. I use the fruit, but I use usually it's kale, I use spinach.
Okay.
And sometimes when I have greens, when I keep a little bit left over, I put that in there. People put on it away, so I put that in there too. And the fruit and the ginger.
Okay.
But I haven't ever used the turmeric, but I use the ginger.
Okay.
I start using that, but I never used it.
Okay.
And blueberries, and I like blueberries.
Okay. That sounds like a good smoothie, right? Because you pretty much use all of, and we didn't mention vegetables, right? Because you can use the leafy greens. Kale, spinach, some people use collards, you can use celery, you really can make it what you want it to be. Beets, if you want to put beets in, we have a smoothie with beets in it. You can use those too. So it's not exclusive to what I have here. You can create your own based on what you like or based on whatever health issue or whatever thing you're trying to, like people will use the turmeric or the ginger if there's stomach issues or things like that. So whatever your purpose is for making the drink, those are the ingredients that you can think about using. Okay. Anybody else? Perfect smoothie.
Well, it's more a confession. I'm feeling very bad right now.
Why?
Because I have to confess. I have been making, I call it banana nog.
Okay. Where'd that go in?
Bananas, peanut butter,
Okay.
either lactose-free milk or skim milk, which is what I use. But I really never used it for its nutritional value,
Okay.
but more for a feel good.
Yeah.
enjoy
Like comfort, yeah.
Yeah.
comfort food.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm realizing, I have to change. Okay. Oh, this is embarrassing.
No, don't be embarrassed. It's no shame. It's no shame. It's no
But it's
shame.
great to learn.
Yeah, but you know.
You know, for the oatmeal,
Mm-hmm.
I do two things. I do the oatmeal bowl or fruit bowl. So the oatmeal, blueberries, strawberries, not bananas. And I go for the agave. You know that's what tequila is made from, right? I live in Mexico, so I know
Okay. So what would you change? What would you change? If you're making your smoothie now, what would you change?
I think I changed my mindset.
Okay.
I changed my mindset. And I wasn't aware that you can use coconut milk. I wasn't aware of that.
Okay. So now we're
And the
going to
beets, and what I'd like to hear, you know, maybe in the next round, how you can use beets. Besides just beets, what else you can put in there
Okay.
to make it palatable. Yes.
Yogurt. Oh, we forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
Y'all remember my
yogurt.
cousin?
Yeah,
Yogurt.
Yes. So you can
Yeah,
use.
you
So
can-
remember, you can use yogurt because yogurt will add a creaminess, right, to the smoothie.
Yeah.
Sometimes people look for that texture, smooth texture. Yogurt can add that for you. But remember, depending on the yogurt that you use, it also will add more nutritional value, right? And also very filling, right? So you can use yogurt as one of your ingredients, and sometimes you can use yogurt as your base. So if you don't use the frozen fruit and you just mixing your ingredients together, you can use the yogurt to give it that creamier texture. So that's a good one. Okay. Who else? Ideal smoothie. Yeah, so it's a shot. So y'all, you know what a shot is, right? Y'all? Okay, I know y'all. Well, we already talked about tequila, so I know y'all know what a shot is. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Did you like it? Oh, look, we got a testimonial.
Let me ask you something, please.
Which one? Okay, go ahead.
Me and her did strawberry with lychees,
Oh, y'all fancy.
pineapple juice,
Okay.
pineapple, crushed pineapple,
Okay.
and it was delicious.
Lychee, pineapple. What else did y'all put any like water or anything in it?
Well, you put water in it, but the strawberries already was frozen.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
okay, and that came out good. Now,
A dab of honey.
Yeah.
a dab of honey. Okay, that sounds good. Actually, that does sound good. Now remember, sugar content, right?
Lychees
Because
is very sweet.
lychees are very sweet, and mixed with pineapple and honey, you gotta be careful. Okay, so no, and no, no. It was
It did
good.
not affect my sugar. I I take my sugar
Good.
every night.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so you was good. Okay.
Can I ask you what is the Dipsy, her bottle, her shot, and her shot that is dark, that when they shake it, it come up dark like that. What is that?
So what you will see is the black seed oil. Let me
but
see.
it's not in mine. Unless
Let me see.
but it don't come up that way.
Let me see.
It might be in there.
It's some. I see the
I
oil,
see the
but you know
little-
what?
yeah.
It probably ain't. They didn't probably put as much.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you want oil?
Black seed.
No, I noticed her. I said, well, I
No.
let them see if my.
Listen, now you gonna get somebody fired because they ain't get the recipe right. So now I gotta go. Now I gotta go back and say y'all ain't put no black seed oil in some of the shots.
You see how it's some of the
Yeah.
seeds you can see them.
So some of them they was a little heavy-handed. They was a little heavy.
Yeah.
And you see, yeah. So
It's
you
a
can
few-
see like the
You
oil
see the little,
sticks.
Yeah.
But they can't put as much.
I know, but I'm just saying that that's the darker side of it.
So, all right, so we're going to get the blending. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the plain banana because that way the pineapples, we ain't got to worry about, you know, the pineapples. And for anybody who has a mango and pineapple allergy, you don't have to worry about.
I told people bananas, regardless of what a banana turn colors, if you put it in the freezer, it's going to turn color. Yeah. Once I chew it, and you go down my stomach, it's going to turn too.
All right, so we're going to make the first smoothie. Now my question is, because I'm going to give out samples, right? So I want to allow you all to kind of steer the ship, okay? And we can do, I think I'm going to do half a bag of the banana and then another half so we can make
I'm trying to find a place to pop y'all up.
Bananas, and then we can do the same with the mango bag. We can split it in half and make 2 different smoothies with that. So everybody get a different taste, okay? So we're going to start with the bananas. Now, we all got to agree on something, okay? We in this together. So what else will we mix with the ingredients that we have? Anybody?
See.
Okay, the strawberries.
What about the ginger?
Y'all want to put ginger in it? Yeah. No. Okay, so ginger on the next round. So we'll stick with strawberries for this one. Can we add anything else? Y'all want to think about pineapple? We got the pineapple bags coming up. We're gonna do the bananas first, and then we'll do the one with the pineapple. What we say? Water or milk? Milk. Everybody okay with milk? Show of hands. We still got another one, so we can, we can kind of swap it out.
No, it's coconut milk. It's not dairy.
No, it's no dairy. No dairy. Ain't nothing here is dairy. Okay, so we can use the coconut milk. It's literally the coconut flesh, right? Is what they make the milk from. So we'll use some coconut milk.
What about the blueberry?
Anybody want to add blueberries? Sure.
Yes.
Mix the berries, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll add some blueberries. Yeah, we're making another one after this. So we put some blueberries.
A touch of honey.
Honey, a little tiny bit. Yeah. All right. All right, so we'll put a dab of honey.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, somebody say that's it. Yes, we don't want to do
Honey is sweet.
and honey is very sweet. The bananas add a hint of sweetness, so we don't necessarily have to use too much. I'm happy. But when you making your own, you kind of do what you want.
That's right.
Less is best. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put this in. All right, so we're gonna get ready to blend, and then we'll run it back with another banana bag, and then we can craft it from there. I know somebody mentioned ginger, so we'll do something with that. So I'm gonna put it on a very low speed, just because the bananas kind of thawed a little bit, and then we put the liquid and the other fruit that wasn't frozen. So I'm gonna blend it very low, so that way it's not over blended. Okay, and then you can see it blended here. We'll get some cups so we can pass out some samples. So I put it on the lowest speed, and depending on how thick you like your smoothie, because some people like it a little thick, and then some people like it not thick at all. So you just kind of do it to your liking. So much you're gonna pour some of the samples up so that she can pass them out to y'all, and then you just tell me what you think. So this is a pretty basic smoothie: bananas, blueberries, strawberries, coconut milk and a little bit of honey, right? Like very basic, but it should taste good, right? For anybody who has a palate that's kind of like, I don't like a whole lot of stuff, and that's how it is in the store. Most people, if they come in for a smoothie and they just, I don't want all the extra, just give me the basic, this is literally a go-to. Berries and banana, that's it, you know? Very simple, very straight to the point, but also a lot of nutrients too, okay? What you think?
I really never checked out the sugar content between the two. Is there a difference, or could you just look at the bottom?
For which one?
Between the agave and the honey.
Oh, yeah.
I never really compared it.
So, okay, let's talk about the calories. So for per serving, the honey is 60 calories, and one serving is 1 tablespoon. So 60 calories per tablespoon for honey, right? And it's the same for agave. 60 calories, 1 tablespoon. Sugar is 16 grams for the agave, and honey is 17 grams. Oh, carbohydrates. Let me look. Oh, total carbs for the agave is 6%, 16 grams. And for the honey is same thing, 17 grams, 6%. So that's, pretty similar, right?
All of those are good. And because I'm diabetic, so I make sure I don't use anything with too much sweetness, too much sugar. And I use all of them. And plus that them dates now. I could go get y'all dates if y'all want to.
Oh, you got some?
Yeah, I got some.
Oh, no, don't worry, unless you just want to. So it's pretty much the same. That was a good question. We can finish it up. But that was a good question, and that's good information to know, right? Because sometimes people will, but again, it speaks to how much, right? You don't want to overdo it. So 1 table, what we just put in there was probably equivalent to 1 tablespoon.
This is not sweet at all.
It's not sweet at all?
No.
I love it.
No, it's not.
It's okay, but it's not
Say it again.
Fresh frozen?
Yes, so we hand froze those bags. We chop the bananas up, put it in the bag, so it's fresh.
Yeah, that's what I said to do. Because my bananas is spoiled before they start.
Yes, no, that's it. And that also keeps it from spoiling. So you can leave it in the freezer and use it when you're ready, Okay, so the next thing. So we already say we got the bananas, we got ginger. What else we want to use? Coconut.
Yeah, I want to try to see how they do it. I never.
Yeah,
So you want to put ginger and somewhere?
No.
Okay, mix the two. Okay. So which one you want to use, ginger or turmeric?
The turmeric, because I never.
Okay, you can use turmeric. So we have a smoothie at the store. It's called Chai Tea Wannabe. We use the turmeric. We use turmeric. We use ginger. We use cinnamon. We use the banana bag, and we use a little bit of agave, right? And coconut milk, and it tastes phenomenal. Now remember, a little go a long way. You don't want to overdo it, but the flavors combined can give you a nice, it's a nice, almost give you like it's refreshing. Yeah, it's refreshing.
No comfort in this, just refreshing.
Okay, so we got the bananas. We're gonna put a little bit of turmeric. Anything else you want to add? So remember, we're not gonna use a whole lot. We're just gonna use a piece, right?
Coconut water.
Coconut water and strawberry. Want to add some strawberry?
Yes, please.
Okay.
One strawberries, Brenda.
What sweetener are we gonna add? Agave, okay. Okay. We might put a little bit more. Okay. And a little bit of agave. All right. So we put a little bit of.
I said you gotta add a little more of that turmeric. You tripping?
Cuz looking out for y'all. She said, add a little more agave. Put that turmeric in there, put some more agave. I got y'all. All right, so we're gonna blend at a low speed again.
Do you put pineapples in there too?
No.
No pineapple, but we had a pineapple bag here, so we'll do that separately, okay? So we blend at a low speed.
Y'all be doing a presentation at the senior center today, showing them how to do some smoothies, answering a few questions.
All right, and just enough. And like I say, when you're blending at home, sometimes if you want it thicker, all you have to do is add a little bit. We use the frozen. So sometimes the frozen will keep it thick, right? It helps hold it together. But you will also use other ingredients, like if you use a peanut butter, or if you use more of like the seeds and nuts, it makes it thick. So it make it really hearty, and you can use those things to keep it more filling. Okay? I didn't bring nuts and seeds today. I did not think about it till I got here. But if you got it at home, you can use it, okay?
I want to add some,
share some here.
Yeah, you don't need no new cups. These cups are good enough. These cups are good. Yeah.
I was just trying to make sure y'all had a good, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. You want to
Say them cups.
It's so good.
You like it? Okay.
If you want to
Yeah.
You had a good little thing going on. Okay.
Yeah, good.
so what was that one again? Turmeric?
The turmeric.
Turmeric with strawberry and
You have bananas?
it was the banana,
Bananas.
coconut water,
Yeah.
and agave.
Very interesting.
Strawberry.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah,
What was your
I wanted to
question?
share- I wanted to share sometimes you can't get good fresh fruit. And when you do, it is green and so hard. Right? So what I have found using the can, the one that has water in its own juice, not in heavy syrup or
okay.
the one in its own juice. And it is more economical. Of course, you look at the label to make sure that it hasn't expired. Yeah, I find that is a good substitute.
And you know what? And remember, I mean, these are all alternatives, right? Because we know how it is. If you buy fresh fruit and they go bad fast, you don't use it, or you know, and that's a waste, right? So you want to, like the cans or even the pre-frozen, like I'm not knocking that, y'all. Use it if you need to, and use it if it's convenient, right? But if you find yourself doing it often, like I'm gonna be making a smoothie every morning or every other morning, then you can buy the fresh, you can buy the fresh, or if you have time, you buy the fresh bananas or whatever, and you freeze it yourself. You know, like you can put it in the freezer. Y'all like it? It's sweet. I put that. It's the agave. It's the agave. Yeah. So in here we use about 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons.
Yeah, like it's only a little bit left.
It's too sweet, right? Yeah.
When I make mine, I don't put anything.
So remember, if you have the flavor profile of someone who is don't need any sweetener, don't really care for sweet stuff, you don't need to add sweetener. Now mind you, we just got it here as an ingredient if you want to have it. But you don't necessarily have to, right? And when you're using things like ginger and turmeric, beets, like a lot of, not even beets because beets are sweet, but turmeric or ginger, the sweetness kind of offset that spice. So we probably use a little too much because, but you don't have to use it if you don't want to, because the fruits already have natural sugars in it, okay? So, and I tell people that all the time, especially if they're used to consuming artificial sweeteners, right? When you think about like candy and, all of these other like cereal bars and things like that, sometimes it throw your flavor profile off. So when you taste something that's naturally sweet, you looking like this ain't, this this is not sweet. But when you start eating more natural, right, it changes your taste buds, or your palate starts to change, because now you're not overly looking for the sugar. You're not looking for like the overly sweet, or you're not looking for those things. Okay?
Yeah, I use kiwi.
Kiwi is sweet, and you can use kiwi as well. It kind of gives it a little bit extra sweet. All right, so we got another one. We got 2 smoothies left. So we got the pineapple mango banana bag. So this already have pineapples in it, and it already have mangoes. So I know you gotta sit this one out.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey,
So
that's more for me.
we're gonna talk about what we can mix with that.
Miss Tia,
Oh, we can make more. I forgot I bought 2 bags. Oh, so we good.
Miss Tia,
Yes, ma'am.
when you was mentioning about making the smoothies, if we make the smoothies with an intention, in other words, for me, for arthritis,
Okay.
I was studied to see what can I eat or drink or what have you to help with the arthritis. So like the turmeric is good for the arthritis.
Yeah.
So it talks about how you incorporate these different things in your meals that you'll enjoy it, but you put the main thing is you're putting it in your body. You know, so that's
No, that's facts, right? 'Cause again, remember, you can do it for the taste. There's nothing wrong with doing it for the taste, right? Like we all want to satisfy whatever cravings we have sometimes, and that's great. And that's okay, right? But remember, like, the purpose of raw food is to heal. And so, you know, when we think about before we had stoves and ovens and microwaves and all of these other things, right? Like we were just eating food how it was. Literally, right? Picking it from the garden and just eating it.
And it was better.
And it was better, right? So we can do it for the taste, but we remember, like, all of these things have nutritional value that's going to contribute to our health. So you do want to pick things that you know will be good for whatever it is that you might be dealing with. And so when you think about like high blood pressure, you want to add more greens. You want to, you want to put the greens like the spinach and the kale, or you want to even people use dandelion greens and collard greens. You can literally use whatever you want. But,
The beet leaf.
Huh?
The beet leaf.
The beet leaf, right? So you can use those things in a smoothie. There's no cap on the things you can use.
Yeah, because I buy the fresh beets, and I broil the beets for to be fresh, and then I just put a little vinegar on them and put them in the refrigerator, and then I eat off them all.
Yeah.
But the leaves, I never did use the beets. I said, I know it's something I got to do.
Yeah, you know you can cook them.
You can
You
cook
can
them.
put them in a blender.
You know why I never cooked them? I said, look, if I cook them, I think, hey, I got all red here, whatever.
But you know what? The leaves have a lot of nutrition and a lot of nutrients too. And so sometimes people cut the leaves off and throw them away. Or if you went to gardening and you want to take the leaves and plant them so you could grow your own beets. It's a lot of things we can do with it. But you can also eat them. People will cook the beet leaves and eat them, or saute them up just like the greens, So yeah, they don't have to go to waste. You can use every part of it. Just make sure you clean them up and And the beets are really good. I think we talked about this last time. How the beets are really good. It's good for high blood pressure. It's good for blood circulation. If you're anemic or you have low iron, the beets are really good. So whether you put it in a juicer or you put it in a blender or you eat them, cook it, it's really good for your blood. Now, one thing I didn't bring that I meant to, I think I just forgot it, cayenne pepper. And you don't ever have to add too much. You can just add
Hey
a little
y'all,
bit.
we
And
at
that
the
also
senior
helps your blood
center
circulation. So if anybody has,
giving a
they call it edema,
presentation,
but if it's swelling, like inflammation, with the
answering
lack of blood flow and the
questions.
blood circulation, get some cayenne pepper and just put it
We
in
make
your
it
water, or just put it in your smoothie, or put it in your drink, sprinkle it on your food, so that it helps your blood flow. And that really will help if you have like numbness or just swelling just from your blood not flowing good. That's a good thing to add to your smoothies too if you make a smoothie or cook it. Okay? So we got the banana, mango, pineapple. pineapple bag.
No,
We'll
no.
run the bananas back too.
I'm about to say, okay. I'm like, cause I was
Yeah,
with the.
we'll run the bananas back because I had another bag. I didn't realize it. All right, so what we mixing with the mango, pineapple, banana? Anybody got ideas? Coconut water. Coconut water. But that's good. That's all y'all gonna mix. Oh, okay, y'all.
I thought y'all said y'all was gonna add some ginger. Y'all not gonna add no
Y'all
ginger?
want the ginger? We could try the ginger with this. Oh, y'all was gonna be modest with this one. So remember, we don't need a whole lot. So I'm gonna take a little piece like this, and I'm gonna put it in. Cause if we need to add more, we can, right? You don't want to put too much, and then you can't take it out. So we'll put a little bit of ginger.
No sweetener? No sweetener?
Y'all want sweetener? Or just as is with pineapple and mango? That's good enough? Yeah. Like that. So that's gonna be real good. And it's already pretty sweet. So I think I like all right, I smell the ginger. Yeah, that ginger is strong.
You can't have none of that.
She ready to risk it all.
I wake up in the morning all
Don't do it, please,
You
please.
don't need that.
Let's stay safe.
Yeah, don't make sure.
We'll do what I'll do is when we do one of the banana bags, I'll put some ginger in there and then you could, yeah. I don't want to miss out.
I have a question. Could you tell us what you can add if you're doing the beets?
You can stop. All right, so if you have beets, now you don't necessarily, if you're not going frozen, then what you can do is you can do beets. I like to do beets with a green, so you can use like a kale. I use kale, but you can use spinach or whatever green that you like. And then I also use a pineapple, like a sweet fruit. So the beets are already a little bit sweet. The greens kind of just add more, just add a little bit more like minerals and nutrients, but you can also add like a sweet fruit. So I use pineapple. That's a really good fruit to use that make it sweet. You can add those three things, and then I also add peanut butter.
So I'm gonna get it so you can just see. So in y'all, in the Blue Zone recipe book is some smoothie recipes.
Okay, I see dates already in here. Okay, so let's talk about this too. I see a lot of times some people will use ice. So remember, if you want it like super cold and you didn't freeze your fruit, you can use ice, and that also adds water, right? So you don't necessarily have to add anything like a milk or coconut water if you put the ice, right? So I see that a lot. I saw it in the book. That's why I mentioned that. I forgot to talk about that. So if you don't have frozen fruit, you can use ice. Add the ice, and that'll give it that thickness that you want to look for. Okay, I see almond milk. Almond butter. So we talked about peanut butter, but sometimes people might be allergic. You can use almond butter, cashew butter. Those things also work too. So those are some extra ideas. So, and you can interchange any of those. So remember the beets, the greens, the pineapple, or any sweet fruits, whatever you like. But I use pineapple and peanut butter. So those are, and coconut milk. So in that smoothie, I don't add any sweetener, because the beets and the pineapples already have like a higher sugar content. You don't necessarily need it.
I'm not a fan of the pineapple, but I can use pears or peaches.
Peaches is a good one. Pears is good. I personally never blended pears. I have juiced it before, but I never blended it. But pears is a good one. But peaches is also, now sometimes people will use peaches in place of banana because it gives it that creaminess. You can blend green apples. Now, what I will say is, it's hard to, unless you're doing something like with the kiwi and how you all did with the lychee and stuff like. I think it pairs well with other fruit. I don't think apples will pair well with like bananas and like beets or like. I mean, I try to stay away from apples if I'm gonna be honest. But
what about if you doing like a lot of vegetables? So if you're doing like a kale, would you do a green apple with that? Like kale?
you can put it, yeah. So I think that would be good. If you do use apple, that probably will pair well more with veggies versus like. Or just the sweetest fruit, right? Because it'll just kind of be like a fruit smoothie versus.
Yeah, I put apples in pears.
You put apples in
when I
yours?
make a green salad. I'm saying I don't use the thing, but when I use a green salad, I put pears and apples on it.
Oh yeah, and that's good on a salad, right? Like that's a really good. But we also have, if you're talking about blending and making a smoothie, it probably will pair well if you use vegetables. So spinach, spinach, kale. I'm trying to think of what else. I think about dandelion because the dandelion is also really good. The dandelion greens is really good.
Have you used dandelion?
Yeah.
I guess because I'm not used to it, but
yeah, it tastes good when you mix it with the right stuff. It tastes good. So, I see chia seeds, flax seeds.
I use that.
These are really good. Like these give you a lot of extra protein. So if you're looking to get more protein, make you more full for a longer time, like you can use those seeds. Oatmeal, we talked about oatmeal. I see here they have cacao powder, like the chocolate powder. So if you like chocolate, right? At the store we use cacao nibs. So we use the little nibs, like the raw chocolate, and we'll put it in a smoothie. But by the time you put like a little bit of sweetener, it really bring out the chocolate flavor. And remember, it's not the chocolate that you buy that's already processed and sweet. It's raw. So don't eat it plain because you're not going to like it. It's really bitter. But once you put it and mix it in with all the other ingredients, it tastes good. You taste the chocolate.
What's the difference between turmeric and curry?
It's the same thing. So they use the turmeric to make curry. So sometimes they'll ground it and make the powder. I'm not sure how else curry will come. I only seen it like powder form. But yeah, so basic, or you can just cut the turmeric, like slice it up. I've done this before where I will slice it and I will saute it down so the flavor gets into like whatever I'm using, like the oil or butter or whatever you're using, and then you put your ingredients and you get that taste. Or you can throw it in your pot and boil it with your food. I made like a soup before, and I sliced up the turmeric and I just put it in and let it boil with the soup, and you can taste it, right? And that's pretty much what curry is. Like it's turmeric.
I just have a lot of it, so
yeah, so
put it in my food. So I put it in my salad and white rice.
it's really good, really good. And so remember, the turmeric is really good for inflammation and pain. So if you got inflammation and pain, and you'll see even with these shots, I tell people that all the time, when you drink it, and I've drank it before, and I literally felt the difference. So it's really good. I see dates in here. So dates, we talked about that as a substitute for a sweetener. What else I see? Cinnamon. Cinnamon, if you like cinnamon, that also adds a different flavor profile. Cayenne pepper, we talked about the cayenne pepper. So those are like, you mix them in.
No, I said the cayenne pepper is a master.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's in the sweet heat, right?
That's in the sweet heat.
Oh yeah.
And so I was telling them how it helped with blood circulation. So when you add it to the smoothie, you don't have to add a lot, but if you add just like a little pinch, it helps with blood circulation. So if you can put it in your water or your tea or whatever, and it's gonna help. Okay. So here you saw this?
Yeah,
I didn't see that. I didn't see it there.
It's on page 246. So this one has a lot of different ideas for smoothies. I didn't see beets on there, but remember what I was telling you with the beets. Granola. Some people give granola a bad rap. Some people like it, right? Like if you can put that in your smoothie. Granola is good in your smoothie too.
I have one of yours
or your yogurt, put it on your yogurt, it tastes good, or your puddings or whatever, it gives it that extra flavor and a different texture. So you can use the granola, and you can blend it too, okay? All right, so we're gonna use the pineapple bag. Oh no, let's do pineapple one more time. Anything else we wanna mix in up, Mango?
But yeah, after more
Yeah, we got more cups. You need more? You need another, what, a new one when we pass out? Okay. No mango.
to you, but I enjoy
Okay, we done with the mango bag?
No.
Okay, what you wanna put?
Mango, pineapple, strawberry.
Oh, that's not
Bananas.
That's a
Mix it up.
You already know.
I already know. Okay, so you wanna put strawberry and what else?
Coconut milk.
Coconut milk. I'm gonna use the last two strawberries over here.
Yeah.
That's
They need a little, y'all need a little, that's a lot of sweet. Y'all
You said coconut milk?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
A little kick of ginger with them strawberries.
Yes.
Y'all wanna try that?
Just a little,
Y'all okay with that?
For sure.
just a little smidge.
Yeah.
Smidge.
For sure.
A little bit of agave. You're not gonna put too much.
Exactly. And a little wrong.
Hey, Brenda. Hey, Brenda, did you get yours last night?
No, I didn't get around to it.
Yeah, I got a half a barrel in there.
No, hey, listen, I said, I wonder is this good for pain in my heart?
Very good.
It's good for pain, so. The pain in my heart. Uh-oh.
All right, so we use a little bit of agave, and we'll go ahead and load.
You talking about
I'm sorry, but they had it too.
So this
I
is
said, I
real
know you're
good.
talking about, sometimes people haven't heard about nothing, I'll read out, I don't know what it is, but I know about honey. What? But you said, something about it. Yeah, plant-based.
Every time I feel like I take it.
What tastes what?
It must be
Been
the
trying
first
to-
ones or two.
All of them.
I know a couple, so I know a couple people said no pineapple or mango, so we got some. That one is the, pineapple, mango, banana, strawberry, ginger, and coconut milk with a little bit of agave. Okay.
Thank you.
So, we have another banana bag, so we can use that. We got a few more ingredients. So we got the turmeric, ginger, we got some blueberries left, we got some spirulina left. So we
have blueberries.
I know we got just a little smidge of the blueberries left. We can use that. So, you like it? Nice.
So you make these at your shop?
So we do. So we make this at, people will add what they want. So I've seen a lot of people add strawberries to the mango pineapple and they love it. So that's what she does. She don't, I don't ever see you get ginger. So I don't know. You do? Oh, okay. And the sea moss.
Oh, you want to see most?
Not here. We didn't bring it today. But you can add sea moss. So did we talk about sea moss last time? No?
What's sea-moss?
Sea moss.
Oh, sea moss.
Yeah, sea moss. So, sea moss is likened to the spirulina, right? It's cultivated or grown in the ocean. And you've ever seen like the moss that grows on the rocks under the water?
Yeah.
So they literally will take, you like it? I knew it was gonna be good. You haven't had a bad one yet? Which one was this one? Oh, that's one. Okay. Oh, you got it. You like that one? Okay. So these are ideas, right? So if you're making smoothies at home, then you know some things that you could add. Mango, pineapple, banana, strawberry, ginger, and you can use we use coconut milk in that one, I think. You can use the coconut milk or water. And you can add the agave if you want, or you don't necessarily have to because the mango and pineapple makes it a little sweet already. Okay? So, we got a banana bag left. So we can do, with what we have left,
Blueberries.
We got blueberries. You wanna do blueberries?
Bananas.
Any other thing?
No.
I say we make one big one, that way it's enough to go around 2 or 3 times. Blueberries, yeah, blueberries are really healthy.
Everything except, put everything except the turmeric.
Don't put the turmeric.
No.
Don't put the turmeric. So anything, everything except the turmeric, blueberry, ginger, and banana. That's it. That's all we got left. Really. And the spirulina we'll save for another day.
And the tequila. I'm busy already thinking about it.
Cinco de Mayo is over. So, yes ma'am.
You know what's amazing? It's amazing. God gives us everything. Just don't take advantage.
Yeah.
And now that I my juicer.
It's true. It's true. And you'll be amazed, like 90% of the things that we deal with health-wise, right, can be slowed down or reversed, or, you know, we probably could prevent it if we just change what we eat, you know, if we just change what we eat. And sometimes it's not even a drastic change. It just look like I will just do one smoothie every day. Right? And what I tell people, you can batch make them. Batch make them, put them in the mason jars, put it in your, you know, put maybe 2 in your fridge, a few in your freezer, and just pull it out when you're ready to drink it. You know? So it doesn't have to be hard. I mean, if you like fresh, then that's fine, right? But what I think about is that oftentimes fresh come with a cost. And so that means that we have to make time to make it fresh every day. Right? So we got to think about that and just be realistic, right? If you got things that you got to do, you got to be up early for a doctor's appointment, or you got to go here, there, everywhere. How realistic is it that you're going to make a fresh smoothie every day? You know? Huh?
Then you don't have one that day.
True. That's true, right? But or take it with you when you go. That's true. You can do that too. So it's ways that we can do this, right? And it's simple. It's not hard. All of these ingredients you can find at the regular grocery store. You know, like it's not hard ingredients to find. And then you start to see over time, if we make it a lifestyle, how much better we feel. I just had a customer the other day come in, and he been getting juice from us. Literally, he come every other day. So he'll buy enough to last him like 2 days. And he's been doing this for, I want to say it's been like the past month, right? Very consistent. And he came in the other day and said, well, he went to the doctor. He's supposed to have surgery soon. But he went to the doctor for a follow-up before his surgery. And the doctor was saying, oh my God, like your levels are stable. And so he was saying how, you know, that's the only thing he did different was like doing the juicing and doing it regularly. And he saw that the doctor saw the difference when he did his test. And so, you know, he immediately was more of like a believer, because he realized, okay, if I just incorporate these little things into whatever I'm doing, I see a big difference. And so it don't have to be anything drastic. It just have to be just a commitment, really, to be honest, right? It's just a commitment, okay? So we're going to make a 1 last smoothie. As we said, we're going to put all the things. So we're using coconut milk or coconut water?
Coconut got bigger. She said she's going to do a big batch.
Coconut milk.
Walking around.
Yeah, we're going to use all the berries, okay? And then we're going to put a little bit of ginger. More the ginger. More ginger? Hold it.
No, put a little bit of
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Gotta put a little kick in there.
Well, you said everything except the turmeric, so we ain't gonna use the turmeric. Y'all said milk or water? Milk. Milk? Okay. Y'all like coconut milk? Yeah. We only use the water one time.
Mix it. I just have to put
Do we want to use sweetener?
Yes.
Tiny bit? Honey or agave?
Honey.
How many people say honey? By show of hands, honey. Oh, honey one.
You don't need all that
I'm gonna just use a little bit, guys.
Yeah, just a little.
Just a little drop.
Banana or
All right, this should make a really good amount for us to. And the blueberries turn it a really nice color. It usually will turn it like almost purple.
Yeah.
So it's very pretty.
Down there, up there.
Starting purple.
Okay, tell them I'm cooking. It's almost over with. I'll be
Yeah, we got our raffle coming up. If anybody has any questions, we'll talk about that.
It's cold. You know, the only one I really know when I'm in the
What you mean?
Last time was good, but this
Yeah. So we got the raffle coming up. Everybody got a turmeric shot, right? Everybody was able to get a turmeric shot.
Yeah.
So this should taste good, y'all. That look like it tastes good. You like it? Can you taste the ginger in it?
Yeah.
Okay, and I put a little small piece, so it wasn't too much. Okay,
I don't have to stay away from the ginger.
it's too much. It was still too much.
But not that it's too much, but you know.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I just want to,
What's wrong?
yeah, I think the ginger.
Yeah, I like
For me, the ginger is killing this drink.
Got you.
For me.
So leaving it out, it would have been good with just the berries and the.
Because you don't know what you're drinking.
Got you.
I have very nice taste buds.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
What y'all think?
I like it.
Like it? Okay. Love it. It's too sweet. I put a teacher. Probably part of the bananas do have it will make it naturally just sweet. So you don't have to use too much. What you say? You don't like it? You like
It's all right.
it's just all right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I like the other one a little bit better.
The other one to look with the pineapple mango. Got you. I got you.
One before this.
I like all of them.
The one with the ginger in it. Oh, the turmeric one. Got you. Okay.
I mean, I wanted to try it, you know, but I know
But it ain't nothing that you would. Yeah.
I like all of them, but without thinking for myself, I wouldn't put any sugar in it.
No sugar.
I wouldn't put any honey or anything.
Yeah.
But I like,
Got you. Okay. What you say?
Make one for her every morning. I told you have to go to the office and every morning you have to go to the office.
When you come back for your when you come back on that end, come by. Just remind me what with the blueberries, so I remember. All right. So I mean, what I learned today, which I kind of already knew, everybody got a different flavor palette, right? Everybody's taste buds is different, and so what one person might like, another person may not like, right?
No.
But also remember
I was collecting.
that the nutritional value is important. So whatever you're making, it doesn't matter, right? As long as the nutritional is one of the top things on the list, okay? Taste is important, but you want to make sure that the ingredients that you're using, that they have some benefit to your body as a whole, okay? So anybody have any questions? Questions, comments, concerns? No? All right, so we got our raffle. This time I bought raffle tickets. No, I put the other side on here already. Because it come with two. So I gave you, yeah. I gave you yours and I don't care. Look at that face.
Hey, sit down and let the all you had to do is walk over and get the cup. That's all.
That's what I'm doing. What y'all got going on? We'll come get the trash. Yeah, we'll come around. All right, everybody got a raffle ticket, right? All right. So let me tell you what we're raffling on. We are raffling a brand new blender for.
You need a big bag to ship those You don't have no bag, Brenda, in your what?
Y'all funny. Okay.
That blue bag back there.
Well, so this is what we gonna do.
Go ahead.
I don't have a blender with me today, but whoever is the person that wins is already in my shopping cart ready to be sent to your house. Okay? So you should receive it by tomorrow or Thursday.
Is it a blender like that or somebody kind of?
It's a blender.
One day I'll be able to, I'll be able to splurge. But today we got something that's gonna do the trick. Okay. So, and I also I had a spirulina here, and I also want to give somebody with the spirulina. I'll do a second raffle if anybody want to take the spirulina. You can put it in the freezer for as long as you need to until you're ready to use it. But you can add this to your drinks, and this is again one of the superfoods that's really going to help give you energy, help cleanse your gut. It's really good for that. So I'm gonna do a second raffle so somebody can take this home and you can use it in your drinks. Okay? All right. So the first raffle. This is for the blender.
Melody, you should have gave her your bag. Let her shake your bag.
I say, got her the bag. They funny, man. Oh, you need to speak. Make sure the bag ain't got no holes in it.
No, ain't no hole in it.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go. Okay. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 3.
I'm just gonna get us.
The last three numbers. 077. So we got it. That's what I said.
I got 7.
All right, so we got a winner. All right, so what I'm gonna, cause you wanna get the address? Okay, so that way, I'm gonna order it today and it'll be shipped out, okay?
That was nice.
That's so nice.
Thank you. Okay, so now I'm gonna do another raffle.
Wait, hold on, because I ain't got my phone, so I can't record it.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, this is for our spirulina pack, okay? So when you get to take this, put it in your freezer until you're ready to use it, and then you can add it to your drink. All right. 074. No, you can put it in your water, your tea, you can put it in whatever you're drinking, okay? And until you're ready to use it, just put it in the freezer, okay? All right. All right. Okay. Your ticket.
Oh.
All right, so look, I'm feeling real generous, y'all. I'm gonna do one more. When she get the phone back so we can record.
Yeah, I see. You drink? It's like you don't have one of these. You drink?
Okay, we're gonna do one more. I'm feeling a little generous. I said, let me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do one more with her.
One more blender.
One more blender.
Can I do it, exchange?
No.
Well, if I okay.
I didn't know how to say it.
All right, so we're gonna do one more. You out of here? Okay, I'll see you later. All right, we're gonna do one more.
So whoever win, they exchange with me.
No.
I can't ask for nobody else.
On what? Change for what? What you got in change
You
for?
got the spirulina. Okay, we said.
All right.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'm asking somebody on it.
All right, last three numbers. Y'all ready?
Let me tell you which ones they are.
You know you got
Last three numbers. 079.
Oh, bro.
That's yours for real? Really?
Don't wait. 7
Oh,
don't
that's
skip
it?
all over.
Okay. That's that was good. All right, ladies. This was good. I hope you all enjoyed. You gonna take it home and put it in the freezer?
doing it even exchange.
Now, you're not going to use it. Get it here. You ain't got that exchange here.
All right, y'all. So this is the wrap of our presentation at the Senior Center.
14.
Come get us.
All right. Thank you.
If y'all want us to come. Holla at Tia. Y'all know where to get us at. Right there.
You did not take orders from
Y'all want to? Oh, if you want to place an order, we can. I'll bring